One of these. The compact Asario 1700T notebook. It's got hot swappable drives and the incredibly fast mobile Intel Pentium 3 Processor M for just $13.49. Plus, we'll give you a carrying case and an extra battery free. So give yourself one last holiday present to open before this deal closes. Call 1-888-271-1826 to get yours now.
In a land of mystery, adventure will have a new ring to it. So get ready for one evil army.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
One destiny. One
You are the chosen one.
I'm sorry?
hero.
I need gopher chucks.
Kung Pao, Enter the Fist. Rated PG-13. Now playing only in theaters.
You ever wonder where James Bond got his super cool toys? Or what it's like to fly your own private hot rod? They're the ultimate toys for grown-up boys. From private jets and powerboats to million-dollar cars and ultra-hip gadgets. It's the history of the stuff that makes men act like, well, boys. It's a guy thing. A world premiere special event. Modern Marvels Boys Toys on the History Channel. Check your local listing.
Get to the guy that Carolina hired as their new head coach. Let's talk about the guy they passed up. Ravens defensive coordinator Marvin Lewis took over a defense ranked last in the league in 1996, and he turned it into the league's second-ranked defense for 3 years running. And this on a team whose head coach is strictly an offensive specialist. Yet Friday, it was Giants defensive coordinator John Fox, whose defense fell from 5th to 14th this season, who signed a 4-year, $4 million contract to coach the Panthers.
It's something I've dreamt about most of my coaching career, which is about 15 years. I'm real anxious to get this organization turned around. This is a big step for all of us. I won't make any guarantees other than you'll be proud of what you see on the field, and hopefully bright things and good things will happen for this organization.
The only head coaching jobs still open are in San Diego and Tampa, while Marty Schottenheimer is reportedly just a few dollars away from closing the deal with the Chargers. The Bucs now appear to be ready to wait until after the Super Bowl to make their decision. Maybe if they hadn't made a decision in the first place, they'd still have a coach.
Hockey news for you now, and just 4 points out of first place in the Pacific Division, the Stars have fired head coach Ken Hitchcock. It was less than 3 years ago that Hitchcock was winning a Stanley Cup in Dallas, and just 2 years ago his team was in the finals. But recently his players have called his methods unfair. They've criticized him for playing head games. Rick Wilson has been named the interim coach for the rest of this season.
Thomas Junta, the Massachusetts father who beat a fellow parent to death after their son's hockey practice, was sentenced Friday to between 6 to 10 years in prison. Todd Connor of Fox News Channel was in the courtroom for the emotional testimony from the victim's family Friday and has more.
Please teach Thomas Junta a lesson.
In an emotional plea to a Massachusetts courtroom, Michael Costin's family spoke of their loss, imploring a judge to give Thomas Junta the maximum sentence in the so-called Hockey Dad trial.
We all want Thomas Junta to go to prison for as long as Your Honor can put him there.
Convicted of involuntary manslaughter, the 270-pound Junta beat the much smaller Costin to death following a dispute at their kids' hockey practice.
But every night I will say goodnight, honey bunchy.
A sobbing Junta listened as letters he wrote his kids were read in court. And his attorney, reiterating self-defense, asked for probation for the man he portrayed as a gentle giant.
The jury found that he did not intend to kill anyone. This was a fight. It was a mutual combat between two men.
But Judge Charles Grabeau was unswayed by that argument, and while saying he thought the state's sentencing proposal was too lenient, agreed to it nonetheless.
After consideration of the above factors, it is ordered that Thomas F. Junta serve a committed sentence of 6 to 10 years.
Junta showed little emotion as he learned his fate, but his family continued to paint Costin as the aggressor.
He has a whole history of violence, beating up cops, his wife, his ex-wife, and everything else.
Costin's family agreed with the sentence.
We believe justice has been served. Our prayers will be with the Junta family, and our family will try to move beyond this tragedy.
Junta's attorney has said he's already filed an appeal for a new trial. But if that doesn't go through, Junta must serve at least 6 years in prison before he's eligible for parole. In Cambridge, Massachusetts, Todd Connor for the National Sports Report.
2 episodes in Giunta's life that were not used in the trial were taken into consideration during sentencing. In 1991, his wife was granted a restraining order after he allegedly beat her in front of their children, and Giunta was also faced charges the following year that he assaulted a police officer. When we come back, we'll hear from the principals involved in this Sunday's championship game, plus our experts share their thoughts on the battle in St. Louis.
The new 255 horsepower Nissan Maxima.
You think you can play?
What's it gonna be? Us or them?
They're going to kill you!
Try to survive.
Grab hold!
From the filmmakers that brought you The Fast and the Furious and Die Hard.
They're gonna kill somebody. Gotta catch me first.
Rollerball. Pow. Rated PG-13. Get in the game.